Hallo, wie geht's? This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, in today's video, I'm going to be speaking in English, and we're going to be taking a look at Berlin using this very nice guidebook and map that I've just purchased from Darling Kindersley Eyewitness. This is a mini map and guide. So we've got a map of Berlin here. We'll take a look at that first, and then we'll delve into the book to look at specific places and plan our trip. I wish I were going to Berlin at the minute. I have been twice and I loved it. So I hope you enjoy this video and that you find it informative at the very least, and also, of course, being an ASMR video, very relaxing. Okay, let's get the general sights. So the top left, stuck to the book. You got the river Spree coming through the center of the city. You have the district of Moabit over here, Hansa-Viertel, and just out of sight there, Charlottenburg. And right down the bottom, southwest, Wilmersdorf, Friedhof, Wilmersdorf. I don't know this side of the city too well, actually. When I went, I stayed mostly over this side. So we've got Tiergarten, which we'll explore in a second. There's a lot to talk about there. Diplomatenviertel, and down the bottom here, Schöneberg. Regierungsviertel. Right in the northeast of the city, we've got Prenzlauer Berg. Scheunenviertel, Museumsinsel, Fischerinsel. It's a very busy part of the city here. Mitte. And then lastly, southeast, Kreuzberg. Apologies if I've missed your district out. Can't see anymore. Okay, so let's take a look at the center section here, the Tiergarten. Tiergarten, for our non-German speaking watchers, means animal garden. Tier is animal. This is next to the Spree, and it's a very beautiful area of natural, well, nature, I suppose, including the Zoologische Garten, the zoo, which I visited. You also have here, I just noticed, it says Bikini House Mall. The Sammlung and Museum für Fotografie, Theater des Westens, Jüdisches, I can't read that word, Gemeinde is near which Platz? Savigny Platz. So the major street, Straße des, oh, now I need to do my numbers, 17. Juni. It's probably wrong. Runs straight through, as it does the most of the city, although it's called the Bismarckstraße beforehand. And when it comes out of the Tiergarten, it's called Unter den Linden for a little bit. And then Schossplatz, Karl Liebknecht Straße. In fact, it changes name about 7 times. Bauhaus Archiv, Villa von der Heid, St. Matthäus Kirche. Lots of interesting places here. The Philharmonie, Kammermusikal, Staatsbibliothek. So that's the National Library there. Rather large, as you'd imagine. Neue Nationalgalerie. I don't know what this is, but it looks interesting. KTV. Europa Center. And that's on Budapest Straße. Kaiser Wilhelm Gedächtniskirche. Gedächtnis. Difficult for me to say. Down the south, there are lots of green areas. Park am Gleis Dreieck, St. Matthäus Kirchhof, Erst Heinrich von Kleist Park, Victoria Park, and the National Denkmal. And there seem to be lots of green areas in Kreuzberg as well. Okay, let's investigate Mitte. Because I think I stayed on the Potsdamer Platz personally, so I'm familiar with this area. Bundesrat, Potsdamer Platz, Leipziger Platz, Potsdamer Platz, Sony Center, Bleisheim Center, you can see the river runs down here, as well as the spray, which keep going over here. I did, well, we'll talk about it when we get to this section. I did a boat tour on the spray. So then we've got Leipziger Straße, coming off the Leipziger Platz, Martin Gropius Bau, Topographie des Terrors, das ist doch die Kochstraße. And then you've got a very busy area of the city near Scheunenviertel and Museumsinsel, Fischerinsel and Mitte. If the spray goes through, you've got Altes Museum, Bode Museum, Pergamon Museum. I think we'll take a look at that in the book in a second. It's a very interesting one. Beautiful museum. Neues Museum, Alte Nationalgalerie. Sophienkirche, Berliner Dom, Marienkirche, and the Humboldt Forum. Zeughaus, where is the Zeughaus? Where is the right? Oh, I'm trying to think of the different places I saw. Where's the Parliament building? The Bundestag. Is it the Bundestag? Rathaus. That's the what do you call it? It's where the mayor lives, right? Rathaus. Oh, Alexanderplatz. No, that's where I stayed. Not the Potsdamer Platz, the Alexanderplatz. Yeah, because the Fernsehturm is there in the Marienkirche. You've got the Alexanderstrasse there and the Karl Marx Allees. Otto Braun Straße. Okay, let's take a look at the book then. I'll pack this up just in case it makes a lot of noise, and we'll take a look at some places to visit. I see they're in different sections of the page number, okay. Museums inside this page 20. The Mitte district divided by the Spree inside the Reichstag Dome. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about, not the Bundestag. Welcome to Berlin. This is the Zeughaus. Let's take a look at this then. Housed in the oldest building on Unter den Linden, this museum explores the history of Germany through a fascinating collection of art, militaria, historical documents, film and crafts. Gloria Victis by Antonin Mercier is a moving allegory inspired by the death of the artist's friend. The former arsenal, Zeughaus, was built in the Baroque style in 1706. It is a magnificent structure. Its wings surround an inner courtyard and the exterior is decorated with Schlüter's sculptures. Since 1952, it has housed the Deutsches Historisches Museum, which has a permanent exhibition that contains over 1 million objects about German history. In 2003, a strikingly curvaceous glass-walled exhibition hall was added, designed by Walter Gropius, student. IMPI is that his name. Its 4 different levels are used for temporary exhibitions about significant historical events. The Staatsbibliothek The nucleus of the state library collection was the library of the Great Elector Friedrich Wilhelm, founded in 1661. First situated in the Stad Schloss and later moved to the Alte Bibliothek building. Its current home was designed by Ernst von Ihne and completed in 1914 on the site of the Academy of Science and the Academy of Fine Arts. This impressive building was severely damaged during World War II and underwent extensive restoration. The collection of some 3 million books and periodicals was scattered during the war. A collection of priceless music manuscripts ended up in the Jagiellonian Library in Kraków, Poland. After the war, only part of the collection was returned to the building in Unter den Linden, and the rest was held in West Berlin since reunification. Both collections are once again under the same administration. This equestrian statue of Frederick the Great is one of the most famous monuments in Berlin. Cover it with my thumb. Featuring a massive bronze statue, 5.6 meters or 18.5 feet in height and standing on the center lane of Unter den Linden. It was designed by Christian Daniel Rauch and completed in 1851. It depicts Frederick the Great on horseback wearing a uniform and a royal cloak. The base of the high plinth is surrounded by statues of famous military leaders, politicians, scientists and artists. The top tier of the plinth is decorated with bas-relief scenes from the life of Frederick the Great. Out of line with GDR ideology, the monument was moved to Potsdam, where it stood by the Hippodrome in Park Sanssouci until its return in 1980. Alte Bibliothek. The old library, known by locals as the Kommode, or chest of drawers, after its curved facade, is one of the city's most beautiful Baroque buildings. It was designed by Georg Christian Unger, and built around 1775 to house the Royal Library collection. Unger based his design on an unrealized plan for an extension to the Hofburg complex in Vienna by Josef Emanuel Fischer von Erlach some 50 years earlier. The concave facade of the building is accentuated by the insertion of 3 breaks, surrounded at the top by a row of massive Corinthian pilasters. I don't even know some of these words in English. The building now houses the law faculty of Humboldt University. The German cathedral at the southern end of Gendarmenmarkt, to the left of the concert house, is an old German Protestant Reformed church built in 1708 by Giovanni Simonetti. The design was based on a 5-petal shape, and in 1785 it acquired a dome-covered tower identical to that of the French cathedral across the square. Burned down in 1945, the church was rebuilt in 1993. Its exterior was painstakingly reconstructed, including its sculptured decorations. The interior is now modern and hosts an exhibition, Wege, Irrwege, Umwege, Paths, Confusions, Detours, about Germany's parliamentary democracy. Very beautiful Brandenburg Gate. Brandenburger Tor dominating Pariser Platz. The Brandenburg Gate is the quintessential symbol of Berlin. This magnificent neoclassical structure, completed in 1795, was designed by Karl Gotthard Langhans and modelled on the entrance to the Acropolis in Athens. A pair of pavilions once used by guards and customs officers frames its powerful Doric colonnade. The bas-reliefs depict scenes from the Greek mythology, and the whole structure is crowned by the Quadriga sculpture designed by Johann Gottfried Schadow. The goddess of victory with her four-horsed chariot was originally regarded as a symbol of peace. In 1806, during the French occupation, the Quadriga was dismantled on Napoleon's orders and taken to Paris. On his return in 1814, he was declared a symbol of victory, and the goddess received the staff bearing the Prussian eagle and the Iron Cross adorned with a laurel wreath. The Brandenburg Gate has borne witness to many of Berlin's important events, from military parades, celebrations marking the birth of the Third Reich and Hitler's ascent to power. It was here too that the Russian flag was raised in May 1945, and on the 17th of June 1953 that 25 workers demonstrating for better conditions were killed. The gate in East Berlin was restored during 1956 to 58, after it suffered extensive damage in World War II. Until 1989 it stood watch over the divided city. It was restored again between 2000 and 2002. 1 million, it says here in green. The number of people who flock to Pariser Platz for Berlin's New Year's Eve party. Oh wow, how wonderful. The Berliner Dom. This is on Hackischer Markt. Standing on the east bank of the Spree, Berlin Cathedral is singled out from its neighbours on Museum Insel, allowing visitors to fully take in this awe-inspiring city landmark. The original Berliner Dom was completed in 1750, based on a modest Baroque design by Johann Baumann. The present neo-Baroque structure is the work of Julius Raschdorff and dates from 1894 to 1905. The central copper dome is some 98 metres, 321 feet high. Following severe World War II damage, the cathedral has been restored in a simplified form, but still contains some original features like the pulpit and altar. Sauer's organ contains some 7,200 pipes. 270, the number of steps up to the Dom's walkway, with great views over Museum Insel. Hidden beneath the floor, the imperial Hohenzollern family crypt contains 100 richly decorated sarcophagi. The mosaics inside the dome contain over 500,000 tiles each. For 10 days in October, Berlin gets a kaleidoscopic remix during the annual Festival of Lights, when famous sites like the Berliner Dom become canvases for creative shows. Wow. During the Festival of Lights, the facade of the cathedral is transformed by changing light and video projections. This impressive neo-Renaissance interior features some extravagant furnishings and impressive decorations. The Pergamon Museum. This is an impressive site. So it's on the Hackische Markt, Friedrichstraße. This unique museum is home to a magnificent collection of large architectural treasures excavated by German archaeologists in the late 19th century. The exhibits are as awe-inspiring for their fantastic designs as their grand scale. Built between 1910 and 1930 to a design by Alfred Messel and Ludwig Hoffmann, this museum houses one of Europe's most famous collections of antiquities. The three independent collections, the collection of classical antiquities, which is Greek and Roman, the Museum of the Ancient Near East, and the Museum of Islamic Art, are the result of intensive archaeological excavations by the late 19th and early 20th century German expeditions to the Near and Middle East. Due to renovations, some areas of the museum, including the hall containing the Pergamon altar, will remain closed until 2024. However, the south wing, housing highlights like the Ishtar Gate and the processional way, remains open. The Pergamon Museum backs onto the river Spree, which is how I saw it on my boat trip. The Miletus Market Gate and a detail from the Pergamon altar inset from the Antikensammlung collection. The central section of the ground floor houses reconstructions of ancient monumental structures. The ground floor wings, containing the collection of classical antiquities, are closed for renovation until 2023. In the south wing, the ground floor is dedicated to the Museum of the Ancient Near East, and the first floor contains the Museum of Islamic Art. I think I actually went in this one, not just saw it from outside. It rings a bell. There's so much, Alexanderplatz. There's so much more to look at. Look at that. Loads. So I think I'll stop here at half an hour, and if you would like to like the video and leave a comment asking